Hello my profane friends, I'm going to show you how Masonic this church is. This is my local church, okay? I'm going to show you the Royal Order of the Druids, the Royal Arch, yeah? And the names and the people involved with this church is the same over and over again, yeah? And it'll never change. Let me start with the outside one. I've done all this before, but I just want to get it all in one context, yeah? You know, sun, the moon, the Masonic arch, the floor, the all-seeing eye above the pyramid, look, you know what I mean, the plum, the beehive, the ruler, do you know what I mean, all of that nice, obviously the coffins on either side, do you know what I mean, and the big G, look, in the blazing star, yeah? So that's just on the first piece, that's before you even get into this church, yeah? Okay. Then down here, obviously you can see this, I don't know if you can see it actually. Can you see it, my profane friends, the pattern? They're very sly with it, aren't they? But as you can see, look, it's 2, 3, 2, and that's 1, 2, 3 times. So straight away you've got 6, 6, 6 down this stretch here, yeah, with the red tiles, okay. Then above the door, look, you've got 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 6 Masonic cubes, 6, 6, 6, okay. Luciferian, yeah. Then you've got your 3 steps. Yeah, for Freakmasonry, you've got your heraldry of the family that controls the entrance to this, with the fleur de pis blue lodge, 3 lions, red lodge, yeah, blue lodge, red lodge, okay. Now let me go in here, look. Now if I stand on the, actually I'll do the windows first, yeah. Now if you notice each window, okay, around the church, all right, and then we got the same pattern on the floor, look, square and calm piss, yeah. You've got the triple cross here, yeah, okay, 3 times 3. So you know what triple cross is, yeah. It's again 1 square encompass, 2 square encompass, then 2, 3, 2, 6, 6, 6, yeah. Each window is 4, 5, 4, yeah. This is a close up here, look, 4, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 4 is 2, 3, 2 once, 2, 3, 2 twice, and then it's 2, 3, 2 in the middle. You know the score, my profane friends, 6, 6, 6. And then again you've got the heraldry and the people that run the church, yeah, at the top, look, you see, these are the people. So that's that, yeah. If I just go to the main church here, and then we'll go inside, hopefully I'll be able to get round it and do it in one hit. As you can see here, look, we've got 2, 3, 2 on the main window, which is the Masonic cube of Satan, but also we know that 2, 3, 2 represents that funny little star, you know what I mean, my profane friends. I'll show you that in a bit. Now if you stand on the black square, yeah, on the square, you know what I mean, okay, you can put it in your heel like that as well, depending on your rank within Freakmasonry, and then look up. Oh, I can't zoom in, but as you can see, look, X makes the square and calm piss. So as soon as you look up, you're getting the square and the calm piss. Right, let's get in here, you know what I mean? Now, up there, look, can you see it? Can you see that pyramid within the circle? And then these here, the Mercedes sign, look, these make the Masonic cube, yeah. That's what they're there for, the Masonic cube of Satan. Alright, now look, round the outside, all round the outside, look, you've got the different families, even the heraldry in the window, okay. Each family, I'll show you this one over here, look. See, always three. These shields are the families that control and run the church. Obviously you can see the 3 lions, and they're combined now, the families, red lodge, blue lodge, you see. These are the top echelons, yeah. And then you've got that famous 2-headed eagle, look, okay, or phoenix, whatever it may be. And then you've got that, I don't understand that one there, but as you can see, because of the the 4 circles, look, it makes that square. Yeah, it's the square, so they're on the square. Right, now watch this. I'll just go over here a minute. Then we'll go look at the Royal Order and the pew, on the pews, yeah. See, again, look. See, what I mean, that's who's running the place. Look, they bomb you. The 3 bishops' mitres. See, these are the families, look. You see, here it is, look, it's now going to tell us, look, these are the shields, right, that are in there, yeah. Oh, and there it is, look. The Holy Roman Empire, the Holy Trinity, the Ferrier, the Burgess Seal, Edward III, look, you see, so that's Edward III, the King, the Diocese of Norwich, obviously Great Yarmouth, Du Bois, Paston, Palgrave, the Lakens, which are all knights, Bardolph, Paget, obviously we've got the Paget Hospital, see, because they built everything, Scales, Palgraves, Cubits, the Turners, yeah, Cooper, England and Palmer, and that, you see, by the way, look, armorial, because they're armoured, yeah, bearings, instantly exchanged, Grey Arm, because they're you know, because they're knights, do you know what I mean? When trouble starts anywhere, this is the army, the family that will attack the profane to put them down, you see. Now look at this. Can you see it, my profane friends? Can you see it? Look. Square, can't piss. See, it's in the square and can't piss configuration. But again, look, these are army badge. These are war flags, and as you can see on top, look, you got the obelisk of Satan. You know what I mean? And this is the horror bridge. I think this was done on purpose. You know what I mean? When the bridge collapsed, you know what I mean? 79 children were swept away. You know what I mean? Right, we're now just going to go look at the this over here. Look. Again, you've got more. You see the skull and bones on that one? You've got more. These are all Knights Templars that look after the families around the church, yeah. These are the families. See the skulls? Look. In the arch. Stow your feathers. You know what I mean? But all of these are the families that control Great Yarmouth. Yeah. And this one here. See the multiple families with the hair. These are multiple families, and they're the ones black and white, obviously black and white. You know what I mean? But these are the families that control Great Yarmouth right now. These here, look, these people down here, these knights, they got special privilege because he's on the square, look, as you can see. You know what I mean? But that's what these are, Knights Templars. Now, for some reason, I think they've moved it, so I might have to hunt it down. But look, here, look, even I know they're still there. They've hid it though. No, they haven't. But look here, look. You see, you know what that means. 2 diamonds. I ain't got to tell you, have I? As you can see, the square and compass. But even when you're kneeling at the altar, it's the square and compass. Look, see the 3 flowers, look? See, 3 circles. 3 circles make a square. But look at this, look. You tell me what this is, and they tried to scratch it out, obviously. What's that? See? See, this is the gate, look. You know, the gate to get into St Solomon's Temple. Obviously it's the star, but it's the Royal Arch. Look, they try to get rid of it, look. The Royal Arch chapter, Freemasonry. Why would that be ingrained? And this is built into the bloody thing. But that's not the only one. And then on this one, this has the Royal Arch, look, see? And they've got one there, and then one there, but they've got the Royal Arch on this one. And then they've got the Royal Order of Druids, look. look the ancient order of druids, and they tried to eradicate it, obviously, because it ain't great. And then you got your IHS there, look. See it? But can you see it? Look, these are fleur de lis, which is 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. That's all that is. You know what I mean? 6 sides. See, it's 6, 6, 6. Because the Druids and the Royal Arch Freemason chapters run this church. You know what I mean? Nobody else. Here, look. Can you see it? Look. The sun god Ra. The point within the circle, and that's the square. See, also obviously you can see, if I scroll out a bit, you can see the square and compass. You see, square, compass hidden in plain right, but they ain't going to tell you that. Again, another great seal of the families that run this church. Then now let me take you to the yeah, look at that monstrosity. This is our organ, yeah, right? And built into the organ, as you can see, the square and compass, yeah, which is 4 square, yeah. Okay, then look at these, look, 2, 3, 2, Masonic cube. Put 2 together, square and compass, hidden in plain right. Again, look what you got here. Look, do you understand it? 1 square and compass, 2 square and compass, and then in the middle, look, 2, 3, 2, 6, 6, 6. See? Or you could just go like this: 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2. 3 times. What does it mean? Square and compass. Fleur de lis, fleur de lis. You see what I mean? It's all Masonic. Do you know what I mean? Here, look, 15. Yeah, what does 15 mean? 5, 1, 6. Yeah, and then you got 6 again. Yeah, so 6, 6, and then you got 3 above, 3 below, 33 degree. You see what I mean? And then obviously you've got there where they put their stamp on it. You know what I mean? We've got to decimate the ground. You know what I mean? Ancient fraternity of ancient free and accepted Masons of Norfolk, but you don't mention the Druids, you don't mention the Royal Arch. You know what I mean? Choir Master of the Church from 1895 to 1945. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. Then you got all that. You see that there? Look. See them little thingies? See that? Look. He was an organist and choir master, but how much control did he have on the church in bum stretching? Do you know what I mean? Now I'll take you over here. I think he's taking them for a lecture here, so I don't know if I'm going to get bummed away. But can you see on there? Look. See, one's a spear, and one is a club, a cudgel, I think, unless anyone can put me right. But again, it's the Union Jack. You see. Then look at the ceiling. Do you understand the ceiling? If you don't understand the ceiling, then you need a rusty nail. Look at that there. Do you understand the ceiling, my profane friends? Oh yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? Can you see it? The swastika. Silly little Freakmasons, but you can also see the pyramids, can't you? You can see the pyramid there, look. 3 levels, the pyramid, 3 levels, and then you've got the X, and then X, look. They always put that square and compass in, and the little pyramids, there's 2 pyramids. Can you see it? As above, so below pyramids. They decimate everything. I'll go round this way, so I don't get in wrong. But again, look, right in that window, look, you see it, look, the 2, 3, 2, look, you see what I mean? And that, when you square it off, gives you that old funny old, you know, I'll show you this old picture here, look. You've got the bum effect geezer here. Who's this dude, look? See? Well, domination ball with a cross on. Oh, little bum effect fingers. You see what I mean? What's that circle doing in that pyramid? Surely that don't make that a porthole, does it? If you look at it, go at my porthole video, you know what I mean? What do I know? I think it was gang stalking. Look up gang stalking. Now again here, look, there's a chair. I don't know if I'm allowed in here. If I am, I'm royal. Anyway, but look at the chair, look. See the chair? See the pyramid on it? There, look, in the circle within the pyramid, look. See, and it's the sun hieroglyph of the all-seeing eye. You see? Mad, isn't it? And if you come to a certain angle, because we've got two, look. See the square and compass? See the square and compass, look, you see? Square and compass. It's hidden in plain white everywhere. Again, you've got the heraldry of the people that run the church. Look, you see the shields? See? These are the people that protect. But they don't protect nothing, because if you were kicking off or you were trying to get them, to take them out of power, they'd say, go to the church, come here, it's safe, and you'd all be lined up in here, and they send the army in and they just shoot you. Bang. End of problem, end of the profane. You know what they mean, don't you? You know what that means, don't you? Red and white, rose croix, 2 X's, look. So square and compass. But it's still 2, 3, 2. Masonic cube of Satan. You see what I'm saying, my profane friends? They're not daft, are they? And then you got squared off over there, all them squares, like white and blue squares. Just try to do this quite quick. I'll show you the window. You know the score, look, it's just showing you again, look, the pyramid, and then the pyramid. Up pyramid, down pyramid, yeah? These are 6 circles, each one of these is 6 circles, I've shown you that. 6, 6, 6, and then 3 degrees, you see? It's wonderful. Oh, you're right, love, take it easy, you know what I mean? I'm giving Christmas kisses out early, you know what I mean? I've normally got a booth in here, love. Right, have a great day, baby. I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, so, and even here, look, on the lampshade. Oh, now I'm going to show you. Bugger it. But look, can you see it above? Look, you can see it there. Do you understand that? Can you understand the stars? Can you understand the 3, 2, 3? Look, 3, 2, 3. See it? Look, and then go the other way. 3, 2, 3. It's mad how they get away with it, isn't it? See, look, you notice it, do you know it? Look, see, you got the 2, 3, 2 in the middle, look, and then 3 stars above, 3 stars below, 33 degrees with the Masonic cube in the centre of Saturn. Now we come over here, look, yeah. Again, we've got the heraldry, look, of the people, the lords, the dukes, and the earls, all above there, look. Oh, no, let's scroll into that one. Yeah. Okay. Again, you've got the window here. Again, another star of whatever that call is. But again, it's the 2, 3, 2. Look, see. And each one of these, if you notice, look, is 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2. So all of that is the down pyramid and the up pyramid. Yeah. See, it's all that. All them sort of funny signs, do you know what I mean? The Royal Arch sign, I call it the Royal Arch sign, yeah? That's cool, I like that, that's really cool. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, more, yeah. Well, these are the benefactors. Now, as you can see on this one, look, you've got the Lodge of Friendship. You know what I mean? These are all your Freakmasons anyway. You should just put Freakmasons on it. But again, look, St. Nicholas Lodge, Mayor's Charity, another Freakmason, of course. Masonic Lodge, all Masonic lodges. Look, and that's the benefactors of this church, yeah. And if we come here, you got him. Here's the man himself. Look, they'll change this, so they'll put this king because it gives it more status. But again, as you go down, look, yeah, you got the Rotary Club, again, just Freemasons. Haven Rotary Club, again, Freakmasons. It's all Freakmasons, you know what I mean? Lodge of Friendship, Masonic Royal Assembly Rooms, the biggest corrupt building in this fucking town, you know what I mean? And once you know the people that goes upstairs, yeah, you know what I mean, in that funny little room that no one else will ever get into, because that's where the real fucking decisions of Great Yarmouth are made, then you're on your way to knowing what sort of families you need to eradicate out of Great Yarmouth. But again, look, can you see it? Look, 2 diamonds next to each other, of course, yeah. But the heraldry within is the families that protect Great Yarmouth. See, same as this here, look. See, these are your families. You've got to have the ability. Sorry, shaking. I didn't want to get that little bang. See it again? Look, can you see it? But not just the 4, like the. See the little ones. Look, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. See, completely different. And this is what. And this is what you're dealing with within your towns, within your cities. You know what I mean? I can't find anyone. I could have got a few questions out. But do you see what I mean? Yeah, look, Rome. At least we know what that one is. Rome indeed. Rome indeed. And then look at this. Look. Again, you see you've got the 3rd finger, look. 3rd degree. See, why would you put your finger like that? What is that? You know what I mean? Because of some Masonic symbolism. You know what I mean? Silly little Freakmason. So there you go. And that's the big question really, isn't it? And I don't know if there's any more markings in the church. I could ask around, I suppose. But I bet there's no vicar. There's no vicar. You know what I mean? Yeah, there, look. Royal Order of Druids. Look it up. What have the Druids got to do with the church? Do you know what a Druid's got to do with the church, mate? A Druids. What they got to do with the church? Do you know? No. Royal Archmasons? No. Right, thank you. Shaking his head no. Royal Order of Druids, you see. So what have the Druids got to do? That's what I'll call it from now. So when you hear me talk about the Royal Arch Star, that's the star we're talking about, yeah? So what has the Royal Arch chapter of Freakmasons got to do with this church? You know, do you see what I'm saying? Look, it's there on 4 times, look. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're eradicating it because they're scratching it out. Why? Do you see what I'm saying? They don't want you knowing that the Druids run your churches. They don't not want you knowing Satanists are running your churches. And the Satanists are those pesky little Freakmasons that control your towns and cities, that think they can gang stalk, drug deal and pervert the whole communities. You know, there it is. I mean, look at that organ. What an abomination. You know what I mean? Crazy, isn't it? Obviously, you know what these ones are, 6 points. Do you know what I mean? Oh, they're little bum stretching rituals of the organ. Can you believe it? You know what I mean, babies? Bum stretching organ. But there you go. So now you tell me the Freakmasons don't run this church. You know what I mean? They're well established in this church. What's that up there? Oh, they're all talking. Shall I go? Yeah, come on in. I just didn't want to interrupt them. But there's more stuff up there to watch. There's the old vicar there. No, I'll leave you to talk. I'll have a listen though. Let's listen. I'll see what it is. Say good easy. They said hello, which is good. See, look, there's the heraldry. See, Sir James Paget, you see. 1st Baronet. See, you've got to remember they're barons and baronets. He was a sergeant to the Queen Victoria commemorated his parents, Samuel Paget. Yeah, see, another merchant. You see, they were the merchants. They sell you the stuff, you see. One-time mayor of Great Yarmouth. See? It's always the people who are important, the sirs, the lords, the dukes and the earls, and they keep running your towns and they make sure you lot live poor and you'll never get anything. Do you know what I mean? So, which is great.
Yeah, it has a core to it.
See again, you got that's the 3 nails. I just sussed what it was. I just sussed what that is. That's 3 nails. Look. Maybe that's why they use 33 degree, because there's 3 nails. But again, look at the picture. You know what I mean? There's the old wise men, I think. 3 Freakmasons, look. 3 wise Freakmasons. I think that was the score of that, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's what the pillars, isn't they? They're the pillars of society, you see. But even then, look, I don't know. Look, let's just say, look, 3 men, yeah. 2 people, 3 men. 3, 2, 3. What the hell? Oh, baby. But what do I know? 3, 2, 3. Anyway. Oh, baby. But there you go, you know. And you got to question it, ain't you? When all the windows are 454, which represents 666, then you got to ask yourself why there's Royal Archmason badges all over the place, and Druid badges. We knew the Queen was a Druid, you know. But that's what you got running, you know, your church and all that, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Don't know what's going on in here. Let me have a bit. Oh, it's just chairs and that. Alright, I think that's it. It's a nice little short video. I mean, I could show you a big... Yeah, I will. But again, look how this is sitting on 3 Masonic 6s. Look. 6, 6, 6. And it's the Masonic cube, obviously. And it's 3 times, look. They always got to have that 3 times. But again, you see the symbolism of it. And if you miss it, it's the Mercedes sign, look. Which, again, is the Masonic cube. You see what I mean? But it's 3 6s, look. 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6. You can see the bloody 6 on this one, look. Perfect and plain, look. 6. See? It's mad, isn't it? 666, babies. But they'll tell you this is nothing Luciferian in here. The biggest, you know, decimation of a church is to turn it into Satan's, you know, thingy. You know what I mean? You put a Satanist. I mean, you understand the star there, don't you? Same as that. Down pyramid, up pyramid. See? And they've got the manger there, or whatever, the manger. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, you know. So I'll show you outside. I just want to show you a couple of obelisks what are on the church, you know. And that should do it, all, you know. I mean, does that convince anyone? I don't know. But you've got to ask and question yourself who's controlling this church, because it certainly ain't God. You know what I mean? No chance. It's the bloody Freemasons. You know what I mean? And the people that are getting buried in here, you know, over the years that I've done the research on, you think, oh, how come you're always got the businesses? How come you're always dealing the drugs? Do you see what I mean? And shit like that, you know? And it's that same community of people, you know? It's mad. I mean, one person got buried here. The army that stood and went up behind him was astronomical. You know what I mean? You know, horse-drawn carts and all sorts of shit. You know what I mean? Been here for decades and centuries dealing their drugs. But anyway, what do I know? I'm too profane. They're heroes and legends. Yeah. Now, what do you make of that? I've just gone to Washington. I'm in Washington, ain't I? Hey? Come on, you know I'm in Washington. See what I'm saying? These are the sort of people, and then you've got the one in the background. I don't know if you can see that. That's more of a mausoleum, I think that's called. Do you see what I mean? But what is that? I mean, how important is this person? Obviously you can see the 3 on this side, 3 on this side. You see what I'm saying? 33 degree, my profane friends. 33 degree. But what do I know? And I'll show you a couple. I'll show you one more around this side. Yeah, and then I'm going. Oh, baby, because I love you all. You're the best. Right. Ooh. My sciatica's playing up. See, look at this. Look, this looks like a little temple, doesn't it? Or something. And there. I don't know what that is. There. But can you remember what I said? Look, can you understand that? Hey? Can you understand that? Wait a minute. Can you understand that? The 545 look and the 454. Yeah? You understand that? You understand? Just let's get the middle piece, look, you see it? You understand it? Look, just the middle piece. Forget the fives, which is more than likely a different ring, but it's 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. But do you understand it? Can you see it? Look. Can you see it? My profane friends. See it? It's crazy, isn't it? How they get away with it. Just jumps at me now every time I see that same pattern. You know? Even now, look, same pattern. See? In plain right. Again, look. A little smaller one this time, look. But they still get that 545 in. Can you see it, my profane friends? Look. 3. Oh, maybe 33 degrees. Oh, what are we gonna do with these Freakmasons? Great pub over there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of Lions Club in that pub. You know what I mean? Yeah, well respectable. Yeah, you got this dude here, or whatever. You see what I mean? How important are these people? Freakmasons, you see what I mean? You can get no profane round here, I'll tell you. No way. And this is the thing with it, isn't it? You know what I mean? Look at it. You know, it's getting better and better. Where are the better bodies? Where are the bodies, you know? It's crazy. Where are the bodies? But round here, look, I just got to show you one more and I'm going to turn off then. I'm smashing bloody windows in the church. Idiot. Yeah, look at that, look. See it, look, who do you think rests in there? Oh, my leg's really playing up now. I can't hardly walk. And then you got your 3 circles here, look. See? All a monstrosity. And then under here there's all tunnels, of course, you know, where they escape to the pub for a drink, I reckon. You know what I mean? The King's Arms, innit? Or the armour or something or whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like, yeah. This is the other side, sorry. And then up there, look, you got the, again, the circle within the pyramid, and here you got the circle within the pyramid, and this is the other side, obviously. And you can see the circle within the cube, look, the Masonic cube, and then you got your 232, which again, we know 232 makes that, and you got your freeze there, look, 33 degree, obviously it's 666, but again, you're asking yourself why you got that Royal Arch star or pyramids. You know what I mean? But no one will tell you. Not a docky bird will they tell you anything. You know what I mean? Hello? Oh, I thought you'd come to see me. Are you official, are you?
No.
Oh, okay. Right. He's not official. We're well in. You know what I mean, babies? But there you go. Look at the front of that. 232, 232, 232. Red Lodge, Blue Lodge. Pure Freakmasonry. Right, anyway, I may go on. Have a great day, my profane friends. Remember, I love you.